Today, I have an update for you on the Canon EOS R6 availability and announcement. Two sources, according to Canon rumors, state that the Canon EOS R6 is not going to be announced until July. That's about a month later than we initially had it pegged at. And these are also the same sources that said we would get the camera announcement in May as opposed to June. Let's get into it.
Delivering informative capability-based reviews and tutorials on camera gear, filming techniques, and content creation.
Hi, I'm Simon and this is The Ordinary Filmmaker. If you're new here, please like and subscribe as it really helps my channel grow. And all the links to everything I talk about in this video are in the description down below. So unfortunately, we do have bad news on the R6 today. No, it's not being canceled or anything like that, but it is being delayed. We're not going to get the official announcement until July, and availability is not likely to happen until about September, October. Now, there have been some contradictions over the last couple of weeks as to when we're going to be getting this, and sources tend to be contradicting themselves. So take this with a little bit of a grain of salt, but Canon rumors is pretty adamant that this is the new reality. We're not going to get an announcement till July, and that's a little disappointing. I was really hoping we would get it in June, so we get the announcement for the R5 in May this month, and then 1 month later we get the R6, and I don't see any reason why that can't happen. But according to this source, it's going to be July. And shipping and availability, that's not going to happen until September, October. So what am I to think here? Well, when you do have a contradiction in sources, you take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. This isn't all that surprising really when we think about it. Even though we were having announcements dates around May for the R5 and June, May for the R6, in terms of availability, many of us were doubting whether we would actually see that until late summer, and that's what this rumor is really telling us. They're telling us that we're not going to be seeing the R6 till around August, September. Now, I really think the R6 is going to be an amazing camera. Right now, I'm leaning towards the R5. The R5 to me gives me that much extra more. I like the idea that I can get 120 frames per second in 4K, gives me that buttery smooth slow motion. Now, I don't need that right now, but I'll probably grow into that. Will I grow into 8K? Probably not, but here's what I really like about 8K. On a full frame camera, when you're doing astrophotography or you're doing wildlife, you really want that zoom factor. And unfortunately, when you go from APS-C, as I'll be doing from the 70D, into a full frame camera, you lose that 60% crop. However, if you have that 8K, now what you do, if your final product is going to be in 1080p, you get a 4 times optical zoom. And that's really huge. So that turns a 100 to 400, so 400 at the maximum focal length. If you're going to do it in 1080p, that gives you 800 and then 1600. So that's really, really significant. So that's where 8K could benefit. But the rest of it, well, we're going to have better buffer speeds. It's going to be a better all-around camera. It's going to be better built. How much heavier is it going to be? That will play a difference too, because this will be my all-around travel camera. So I'm kind of on the fence right now. I'm leaning towards the R5, but I really need to see the R6 side by side. Hopefully, we'll get some sort of leak of the specifications. Development announcement, Canon rumor says, yeah, no, we're not going to get a development announcement. But let's take a look at the specs, for example. So the R5, you do get 8K. The R6, you max out at 4K 60. Now, 4K 60 isn't really bad. The only negative there is if you like slow motion, you're maxing out at 60 frames per second instead of 120 on the R5. Now, if Canon manages to give us really good detailed video, not like what they gave us with the R5 or the RP, it was very soft, and even the Canon 90D had soft 4K. I'm expecting that this is going to be sharp, well, detailed. I don't like using the word sharp because it's different. Detail means we're not going to have any filters in there that are overly blurring the image. We've got a lot of detail there. We're going to be going full sensor readout. The image should look really good. We're going to have better color accuracy, all that kind of stuff. So I really do like the R6. We also get dual SD cards on the R6, which is really, really nice. What else does it have? Well, it has the same 12 frames per second mechanical as the R5, and it has 20 frames per second electronic. So it looks to be a really good, solid camera. And if I can save myself $1,000 or $1,500, then that's something I want to do. Both cameras have IBIS as well. Both cameras, well, not both cameras, the R6 is 20 megapixels, the R5 is 45 megapixels. So if you're primarily a photographer, that may be a good reason to hold off getting the R6. That there alone might make your decision. Now, I don't really know if this is going to be a great camera for a photographer yet, because we really don't have all the specifications. Is not having a top-down screen going to be a bit of an issue for you? What about a lower resolution EVF than the R5? That could push you over to the R5, because if you want to get into sports action or sports photography, you really want that detail. You're going to be looking in that thing a lot. It's going to be a bit of an issue for you. The build quality isn't going to be as good. And that's really kind of a quick look. I don't really have time to do a side-by-side comparison here, and that's not the purpose. About a week ago, I did release a video where I looked at the R5 and the R6, comparing the different capabilities. This video is primarily about the new launch date. I haven't had time to prepare anything else. I've got to start work in about an hour. So this is all I was able to get out for you guys in time. But what do you think? Do you think we're going to be getting these in around September, October? I think that makes sense. But is the announcement going to be in July? I don't know. I still like the idea that we're going to be getting it in June. And since we have contradictions in sources right now, that's what I want to believe. At the very least, I hope we get some leaked specifications. But that's it for now. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. All equipment used and notes are placed in the description box, show more box, or down arrow thingy next to the title on the mobile app.